This week on Today's Homeowner, we're putting those products you see advertised on TV to the test. Do they work or don't they? With the help of homeowners just like you, we'll find out.
Whoa, no!
Hey, it's time for our annual review of a lot of those products for your home that you see advertised on television all hours of the night. Now, we've done this episode for several years. We get a lot of great feedback because what we do is we take a few of those products and really see if they do what they claim they do. And Alan's ready to launch right in with our first product here.
That's right. We're starting with the Fix-It tape. This is an all-purpose repair tape. It is silicone, non-adhesive. 10 feet in each roll. We've got 6 rolls, and this is how it comes, Danny, just like this in an envelope.
All right, how much does all this cost with shipping and handling and all that?
$19.95, $5.95 shipping and handling. You're talking about almost $26 for 6 rolls, 60 feet. That's a little over 43 cents for every foot you use.
Well, if it saves you a lot of repair costs, it's good, but initially, though, that's pretty expensive for a few rolls of tape.
It's a little expensive to me, I think so. But here's another thing. Now, this is it. This is all you get with it. If you were going to do directions, Danny, that's what you've got.
Wow. You don't have to spend a lot of time reading directions, do you?
You actually have to go to their website to find the more precise directions. Basically, what they're telling me is that the more you stretch it, the better the bond.
I got you. Okay.
That needs to be on this right here.
Right.
It also says that they will stretch out over 3 times its length.
Okay.
I thought we'd try that first. If you want to cut about a foot of this? Let's see if we can get it to pass through.
It's not. I'm going to hold it here. Let's see what happens.
See how well you can hold that. Stretch. Oh yeah, look here.
Oh, okay.
Past 3
All
feet.
right. Well, that's one claim that's true.
Very good.
All right, now, will it repair anything?
Let's try it. We've got a garden hose here that's got a bit of a slit in it.
All right. Well, let me cut you a little piece of this. How long you think? 6 inches?
Oh, 6 should do it.
Okay.
There's our slit right there.
Okay. So we'll stretch this.
Okay.
Here, you hold it.
Wait a minute.
And let me turn it on here.
Put down here.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Whoa, no.
Oh, didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
What happened?
Look
So
at
it
that.
just blew the side of it
through
out.
that, yeah.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
not real impressed with the water leak.
Well, maybe we should use more of it and everything.
Yeah. How about a vacuum hose? We just had a slit in this one, which I've already put some of the tape on. What I thought we'd do, Danny, is a little tissue paper.
Oh, I see. Okay, and you can okay.
I'll cover this in, and if that's still leaking, it should hold the tissue paper to it.
All right. Well, I know what to do next.
Okay.
Okay.
So air leak, it looks like it's pretty good.
Well, maybe on something like that, if you wrapped it up a little bit more, used a little bit more of the, you got plenty of tape, use a little bit more.
43 cents a foot.
Right. Well, okay, it wouldn't be long before you could buy a new hose.
Well, that's true.
So because the Fix-It tape is expensive, the directions are weak, if not incomplete, and it was only moderately effective, we're giving it a 2 out of 5 rating. Next, Alan is meeting with homeowner Tommy Black to get her opinion on a product designed to make house cleaning easier.
Tommy, I gotta tell you, I love the house.
Well, thank you, Alan.
So tell me a little bit about it.
Well, the house was built in 1904. We've completely restored it to try and keep its charm and character
Did a
of the
good job.
original.
Good
Thank
job.
you. And the ceilings are almost 11 foot tall and hard to reach.
Well, yeah, I would guess so. I've got something for you. This is a product called the High Reach Cleaning Kit. I'll be back. You let me know what you think of this.
I'll do it.
The kit includes 3 different attachments that thread onto an extension pole. A dust mop for cleaning corners and molding, a flexible statically charged dusting wand for ceiling fans, and a squeegee sponge combo for windows. What did you think of it?
Well, I had different thoughts. I love the extension of the pole.
Right.
It helps short people like me get the tall areas. It cleaned the crown molding very well, so I love the mop head. The duster for the fans and such that I used. I love the way it bent. It made it very easy to clean, but a lot of the dust fell rather than cling to the thing.
According to Tommy, the High Reach Cleaning Kit lives up to most of its claims, and even though it had a few drawbacks,
Well, it's not holding the dust very well.
The price point makes it a good value, so we're giving it a 3.5 out of 5 rating. Now, if only Tommy could teach Alan how to clean.
A common problem in drilling metal is getting the drill bit to start exactly the spot that you want it to. The problem is that the bit has a tendency to wander on the hard surface. So until they come up with a wonder product that can prevent that, you can solve it with nothing more than a hammer and a center punch. What you want to do is mark a little depression right where you want to drill the hole. Then clamp it in place. Now this works not only for flat stock, but also it's a really great tip for drilling round pipe or any curved metal surface. Okay, now because of that depression, the drill bit will start cutting exactly where you want it to. There you go. Got the hole right exactly where I needed it. Now, if you don't happen to have a center punch, you can also use a nail set and get the same result. Either way, this is a simple solution that works.
Hey, this week we're looking at a number of products you see on television all the time. We're about to look at one that I really hope works. This is my daughter Chelsea's place, and she's always wanted an alarm system, and we found one that only $30. It has 8 different little mini alarms that you can attach to either doors or windows all the way around the house.
I'm kind of wondering how these install there.
Well, that's the thing I noticed on this. It's just double stick tape. We can try one, see if it works out. And you could peel that tape off there.
Where should we put them, at like the top of the window?
I'd put it, I'd put it right up there. I'm gonna have to put this one right about here. So put that one as close as you can. Yeah, close as you can to the edge. Perfect. Okay, I have the alarm set. So if someone was to open this window, that should make someone really think about going any further. Of course, one of the downsides of it that we notice that you can just reach up and turn it right off to silence it, but I'm not sure anyone breaking in would think that clearly in being able to turn it off. Also, think about any cabinet that you may have that you want to be aware if any child is getting in there, maybe under the sink or maybe even the back door to go out. That'll also alert you to that. Pretty good idea. With 8 individual units, this wireless alarm system is a great deal for the price. And since it delivers on its promises, we're giving it a 4 out of 5 rating. While we're on the subject of safety, Alan is checking out a product that's supposed to make the bath and shower a little safer. Although this suction cup handle appears to be intended as a grab bar.
And it's just that when you read something like this, automatically it denotes a grab bar.
The manufacturer backs away from making that specific claim.
Then they're very, very clear to tell you, used for stability only, not intended to support full body weight.
But the question is, how does it work? So Alan attaches it to the wall of the shower and puts it to the test with a little weight.
That's pretty doggone good seal on that.
And then a little more.
Hey, look, hand me that 10-pound weight in there.
And then a lot.
I can tell you that's more than 10 pounds right there.
The Super Grip seems to do the job it's intended for quite well.
Yeah, I can see it will start to move a little bit if you put a whole lot more weight on there. All in all, it's very good.
It's still just a temporary fix, but apparently a pretty good one. We give it a 4 out of 5 rating. Any project around your home that involves any electrical work can be very intimidating to most homeowners, but homeowners Brent and Chelsea have found something that they hope will solve a problem they've been dealing with for a long time around their house.
Our problem is this pantry is so dark. It's really hard to see at night.
It's pretty dark.
So we're hoping that finding this will help us out.
As you might imagine, the batteries are not included, but we brought some along. And once they're in, it's apparent that both the remote switch and the light work pretty well.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow. That's bright.
Nice.
Good deal.
Now to figure out exactly where to put it. Can you see all right? Need some light?
Perfect, thank you.
The installation is pretty straightforward, and when it's complete,
There we go.
There you go.
Chelsea seems to be pretty happy with the results.
Look at that. I like it.
Pretty good. So this cordless light and remote have the McKinley's approval, and at just under $13, it seems to be a pretty good value. So our rating, 4 out of 5.
Well, I'm going over my checklist for my painting project, and I like this little list because it's got everything on it that I'll need once I get home. Now, there is one thing on this list I think a lot of people overlook, and you might just be one of them, but that's painter's tape. And I can't stress to you how important it is to use painter's tape. Now, I'm over here in the painter's tape aisle, and I have to say I'm pretty particular with this one right here. This is Scotch Blue, and what I like about it best is it's got this edge lock technology. So what that means is that you're going to get sharp, straight lines every time. They're going to be nice, crisp, and clean. Another thing about this particular one is that it can stay on the surface up to 60 days before you have to remove it. Now, I know you're not going to do that, but if you did, at least you've got that big window. Now, there's another thing about this too, is that it can be applied to delicate surfaces, and when you take it off, it's not going to leave a residue and it's not going to peel the paint off. Again, this is just a great little thing to have on hand to make sure that when you do your painting projects, it's going to look like a professional did it every time.
This week we're looking at a number of products you probably see advertised on television all the time. And if you're like me, you just wonder if they really work. Well, we're about to put one through the test. And my friend Melanie here hopes that the Easy Reach plant pulley will help her solve a problem. Cost us $17.95 for 2 of them. And Melanie, if this works, maybe it'll make it a little easier for you to maintain these plants.
Yes, that would be great. It's difficult to get up for the fern or any other plant that I might have in there. I have this rickety old step ladder that just doesn't always cut it.
Yeah, that doesn't look too safe anyway.
I'm not real comfy on that.
Well, let's give this a try. Fortunately, you already have a hook up here, so that's half the battle, not having to worry about that. So let's take one of these things out. And let's see this end up, and we'll put it right in here. Hook the plant to it, and I'll let you give it a try and see if it's as easy as they say. Oh, it's causing you some problems, huh? Well, let me give it a try there. Sometimes it's just
Maybe
like,
I'm just not holding my mouth.
it's kind of like a seat belt. You know how it's kind of, okay, there
Well,
we
look
go.
at that.
Okay, and
You
they
have
say
the
you can
magic
you can stop it at any point. So let's see, yeah, it's allowing it to do that, and then let's see if I can do that again or if that was just a fluke. Well, it's not going back up in there very well. Okay.
There you go.
There. And maybe it's just new, maybe it just takes a little while for it to work, but if it does end up continuing working for you,
That'd
maybe
be grand.
And maybe you can throw that old step stool away there.
That would work.
The concept of the Easy Reach plant pulley is a great one, and the price point isn't bad considering that you get 2 in the package. But the release mechanism in the pulley seems to be a little inconsistent, so we're giving it a 3 out of 5 rating. Now, across town, Alan and Tulane Dykes are getting ready to check out another outdoor product called the Garden Groom.
All right, Tulane. Now, according to these people, they say it's so lightweight, 6 pounds, that even senior citizens and women can do it. So we're actually going to try this out. Your blade is enclosed. That's one of the nice features about it. It spins so fast that it creates this cyclonic action that apparently is supposed to pull all your clippings inside here, and it shreds them to 1/10 of their original size.
All right.
So let's test it out, and afterwards you give me your opinion on it.
Okay.
The Garden Groom looks a little bit like a spaceship hovering over the hedge, but it really seems to be making quick work of the job. In fact, Tulane's side is going a lot faster than Alan's, and it looks a little neater too.
All right, so you look like you were going a little faster than me. Tell me what you think about it. Your honest opinion now.
Well, it is lightweight. It seemed to do it pretty quickly. Obviously, it's a lot less mess. I would actually give it a high rating.
At over $100, the Garden Groom is a bit pricey for a hedge trimmer, but it does live up to its promises, so we're giving it a 4.5 out of 5 rating. Okay, it's time to do a little painting, and any product that can speed that process up is a good one, and especially for my friend Tom, who owns a number of rental houses, and we'll see if spraying can kind of speed that process up. Tom, I found this thing online and on television called the Paint Zoom. You've probably seen it.
I saw the commercial.
And of course, always wondering if something like this works, but what a great place to try it out right now.
Well, I'm ready. You ready to put it together?
Let's see what happens. The Paint Zoom is a high-volume, low-pressure, or HVLP sprayer. That means it uses a motor, much like a vacuum cleaner, to blow air through a tube and siphon the paint out of a cup on the bottom of the spray gun. For that to work, the painter stain has to be fairly thin, and that seems to be our biggest challenge. This funnel cup comes with the kit, so you can determine if the paint is thin enough by clocking the time it takes to drain. I'm ready to go.
Go.
Pick it up, yeah. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. I'll be back in a minute.
This may need some thinning.
After a few tries, we get it thin enough, I think we're good, that Tom can test it out on some scrap cardboard. All right, let's do a little test then. Then we take turns putting the sprayer through its paces.
Now make sure you try all the way around the sides.
And in the process, knock out a good chunk of Tom's painting chores. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm really surprised because I've used a lot of sprayers before, and that one's pumping out the paint. You got a good spray pattern. Now, you probably could have painted that almost the same time with using a roller. But if you're spraying something like spraying cabinets or spraying a lot of doors and things like that, you could get that nice, more of a smooth finish than you would with a brush.
That's what I was going to say, get a real even coat. And this wall's textured a little bit, so I'm thinking I might try it on this popcorn ceiling.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, well, you got a whole house to do. Let me know how it turns out.
You're not going to stick around?
Oh, no, you're on your own. At $100 plus shipping, the Paint Zoom is comparably priced with other similar sprayers. Some of the parts appear to be a little cheaply made, and it may not be ideal for every painting chore, but it does work well. So we're giving it a 4 out of 5 rating. While Tom continues painting, let's check out this week's Ask Danny question.
Kathy asks, are those so-called green cleaners really effective, or can you offer any suggestions on how to keep chemicals out of the house?
Some of the green cleaners do work fairly well. And it's kind of funny that even some of the chemical cleaners contain natural products like ammonia and vinegar. Hey, speaking of vinegar, I can clean just about anything around the house with a mixture of vinegar and baking soda. It's very cheap as well. But if you need a little degreaser, well, citric acid works perfect for that and smells pretty good as well. Now, if you need a little abrasion, salt does the trick perfectly. Now, if you decide to use some of the green cleaners, don't rely on the PR and marketing behind these products. Make sure you check out some of the independent third-party reviews to see what they're saying about the product you're considering. And if you find one that works really good, spread the word.
Let's test it out, and afterwards you give me your opinion on it.
This week we've been testing those home improvement products you see advertised on late-night TV commercials, and the results have been very interesting. The Fix-It tape was the weakest performer with a 2 out of 5 rating. It was expensive and just didn't work that well.
Here's one thing about it. It's hard to do that without it getting caught all over itself.
The Easy Reach plant pulley earned a 3. Well, it's not going back up in there very well. And the High Reach cleaning kit a 3.5.
It's easy to use, just needs a little work.
The wireless alarm system, the Super Grip, the Cordless ceiling light, and the Paint Zoom all earned a 4 rating for good performance at a very reasonable price. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm really surprised because I've used a lot of sprayers before, and that one's pumping out the paint. You got a good spray pattern. And finally, the Garden Groom rated a 4.5 out of 5, giving it the top spot on our list.
It is lightweight. It seemed to do it pretty quickly. Obviously, it's a lot less mess.
Alan, I love doing this show every year where we review all of the products, and it's interesting to see which ones work and which ones simply don't.
Yeah. Now, what I really like this year is the fact that we brought in some other opinions with our homeowners.
There's some great homeowners out there.
Something else, though. Not one product infomercial out there today will tell you the negative side of their product.
No, of course not. Hey, thanks a lot for being with us. I'm Danny Lipford along with Alan Lyle. We'll see you next week here on Today's Homeowner.
Toilet lid lifter.
It's all right. It's all right.